Yes, I actually did shoot over 6,500 videos in 2.5 years, and in this video, I'm gonna go over everything. I'm gonna go over how I was able to shoot that much content while also managing a busy real estate business. I'm gonna go over how and when I started seeing the results from my output. And here's the thing, if you watch this video to the very end, you'll understand why pretty much anybody, regardless of personality type, will see results and success in doing this. Why content can work for anybody, and why anybody could grow a personal brand. I'm that 𝐎𝐓𝐇𝐄𝐒. I sold 57 homes my first year in the industry, with 80 to 85% of those deals coming directly off of social media, and now I help other realtors attract clients via social media. If you're into that, subscribe. So how is it possible to shoot that much content? Well, in the beginning, I would shoot 2 videos a day, and then once I found out that was working, I upped the output to 3 to 5 videos a day. And then I would take those videos, I would download them, and I would repost them everywhere. I'd go YouTube Shorts, I'd go Instagram Reels, I'd go Facebook Reels, and TikTok. I eventually started a podcast and another YouTube channel, and then I hired an editor to edit some of the videos that I was shooting. But here's the thing, for a very long time, I didn't have an editor. I literally just shot videos with my phone, super raw, no mic, no lighting, no nothing. I just pulled out my phone. Across the street from the Langley Event Center, this is Jericho Crossing. Let's go check it out. Shot the video. I did that forever. I did that for like basically 2 years. Didn't use any equipment or spend any money on this. So most people's first thought is, how do you actually generate enough ideas to shoot 3 to 5 videos a day? And one tip that I have to say to that, which is, I don't know, it might be a weird tip, but I go for walks often. So a lot of my idea generation happens when I'm going for a nice walk. People seriously underestimate the power and how creative you can be just going for a walk by yourself in silence, and the things that your brain comes up with, and you just take out your phone and you take notes and you write it down. I would constantly consume other creators' content, whether it be driving somewhere, even at the gym. I pretty much only listen to podcasts now. I rarely ever listen to music at the gym. I listen to podcasts when I drive, listen to books. I would consume other creators' content on YouTube and IG. And then once you start creating content and you really immerse yourself in it, you start looking at other people's content through a different lens. You're no longer just like, haha, this is funny or whatever. You're like, why did that video work? What did they say at the beginning? How did they structure it? How long is the video? What sound did they use? And you start watching all content through the lens of, how can I use this to improve my own content? And anytime a creator said something that I liked and I knew that I could put my own spin on that, I could take the same idea, but then explain how I interpret that idea, I would just shoot the same exact video as somebody else, but then just the way that I interpret that idea. And, at the end of the day, that's why people follow you. They follow you for your interpretation of the information. They don't follow you for the information. They follow you basically for your opinion and your perspective on the information. So you don't need to recreate the wheel or reinvent the wheel. You can just literally take ideas that other people have already touched on, and then you just give, your interpretation of that idea. Like literally sometimes I'd be lying in bed and I couldn't get to sleep because for whatever reason, my brain would just be running, and I'd constantly, like every 5 minutes, have to sit up, grab my phone off the charger and take notes about whatever idea it is that I had. Then in the morning, wake up, go to the gym nice and early. I'm usually done the gym and back home by 6 a.m., at which point I'd be back in my office and pretty much shoot all the content for that day. I'd shoot the YouTube video, I'd shoot the 3 to 5 TikToks, and then I would post one of them and I would save the other, 2 to 4 in my drafts, but they'd be fully edited and ready to post. So when it came time to post, I'd just have to go to my draft and hit post and it'd be done. And then by roughly 10:30 to 11 a.m., all my content would be done. YouTube video is edited, scheduled, everything is edited, posted, drafts, blah, blah, everything's done. And then basically 11 a.m. onwards, that's my appointments. That's meeting people for coffee, showings. If I have to get on somebody else's podcast, that's when I do that. If there's an event to go to, I'd go there. All my leaving the house stuff happens after 11 a.m. Now, initially when I started shooting the content, I thought it was gonna take me 3 to 5 years before I saw any real success. That's not what happened. So let's take it way back to the very beginning of my real estate career. It's probably my 12th day. I wanted to try TikTok because Gary Vee had been talking about TikTok since it was called Musical.ly. A lot of people probably don't even know that TikTok used to have another name, but he was talking about how this platform had insane organic reach. And in my market, other than like 3 other people, nobody was doing it here. Pretty much nobody I knew was actually using TikTok. Like I knew a couple girls or whatever that were using TikTok for this, that, and the other, but none of my friends were using TikTok. So I figured, you know what? I can post whatever content I want there, judgment free, because nobody I knew was actually using it. So in probably one of the first 10 videos that I put out, I actually think it was like my third video. It was a video about a rental property that I owned on the other side of the country in a city called Windsor, Ontario. I posted it. 4 hours later, it had like 3,000 views or something. I was like, it's pretty sick, right? And then right before I went to bed, I checked it again. It had like 7,000. I was like, this is pretty nuts. I was like, 7,000 views? That's a lot of freaking views. And when I woke up in the morning, I opened up the TikTok app and I saw the notifications thing. And it was like 99 plus. It had like stopped counting. And when I looked at the video, it had like 30,000 views or something like that. And that video ended up running to like 130,000 views. And that was pretty much at that moment where I was like, this is an actual thing. Like if there's this many people seeing this video, there's no way that I can't sell products or anything by doing this. So pretty much from that moment onwards, I made it part of my daily schedule. I'm gonna post, every single day religiously, at least 2 videos a day. And 2 months in, I ended up going to a presentation center, which is like if somebody's selling new construction product, they'll build a show unit to market the project. And I shot a video in the show center. I ended up getting a bunch of leads from that. And I booked 5 appointments. And then in one afternoon, I sold 4 units off of that video that I put on TikTok. And that was the moment where I was like, all right, I'm done cold calling. I'm done door knocking. I'm done all this other crap. I'm literally just going to do social media. And that's when I upped my content output. Now, keep in mind, even leading up to this point, like roughly 2.5 months in when I sold those 4 homes off of TikTok, I still put out more content than most people will in like 5 years. Like I was shooting 2 videos a day and reposting them everywhere, right? When you do the math of how much content that actually is over the course of 2 months, I probably posted like 400 videos in that 2 months, right? So like if you add it up across all platforms, right? Most people won't do that in like their entire real estate career. So some people are like, oh wow, 2 months, it's pretty fast that you saw those kinds of results that fast. But you have to actually look at the volume of content that I put out in that 2 months. And most people wouldn't do that. And by about 4 months in the industry, I had done 19 deals off of social media. Keep in mind, none of this was in the plan. I thought I wouldn't even get leads off of social media for like 3 to 5 years. I thought I was gonna spend 3 to 5 years just building my brand before I even got leads. Now, I truly believe that social media can work for anybody. There's like a common narrative out there that you have to be super charismatic and outgoing and boisterous and all of these things. And it's completely untrue. And I know why it's completely untrue, because I've taught other agents that are the complete exact opposite personality type to me that are now seeing massive success. I have one guy that's been in the industry 6 months. He's already made well into 6 figures. And he's a guy that is the exact opposite of everything I just said. Actually, he's decently charismatic, I would say, but he's more monotone. He's not high energy. What he does do is he's very consistent, and he has taken it upon himself to make sure that every video he posts is a little bit better than the last video. And he experiments and he tries new things, and it's trials and tribulations to figure out what works for you. And he's found that. He's found the exact video that works for him, that he can post consistently every single day. And that's it. You only need one video type, and you just keep repeating that one video type. Everybody has a certain style of content that will work for them, but it takes thousands of videos to find out exactly what that is. And me, I tried everything. I did dancing videos, I did pointing at the screen videos, market updates, neighborhoods, vlog tours. I've done day in the life, like every single video you could possibly name. I've done every single one before I found literally the one video that works for me. And then once your finger's on the pulse, you keep it there and you keep posting the same freaking video, just a little bit different. So in the beginning, you really have to focus on quantity before you can focus on quality, because you don't even know. You do quantity to find out what works. And then once you know what works, then you can focus on the quality and just making what works even better. A good example of this is if you listen to like an artist that you love from like 10 years ago or way back in the day before they got famous or they had their blow up or whatever, they sound completely different. Their music's not good. It usually sounds like other people's music, right? They're like copying somebody else's sound when they first start making music. And then after they put out hundreds of songs, they end up finding their sound. And then that's when they take off and they found basically, their authentic sound, right? It's almost the same thing in content. You have to put out a whole bunch of content to find the sound that's authentic to you, the video that's authentic to you. And maybe for you, it's not even a video. Maybe it's tweeting. Maybe you want to write tweets and then repost the tweets on Instagram. Maybe you write tweets and then you repost the tweets on Instagram with like video animations and a voiceover instead of like you actually talking in a video. Maybe you do B-roll clips with voiceover. There's so many different ways to make content. You don't have to do videos like this, right? But I think if you're just a good writer and maybe you focus on writing, because writing is the basis of all content, there's so much content that can come from the writing that you don't necessarily need to be on camera. You can find other ways to create videos without you actually being on the camera. Or maybe don't even make videos at all and just tweet and then repost the tweets. There's tons of people having a massive success doing that as well. So to recap, shoot your content in the morning, watch other people's content, take notes throughout the day, and go for walks because it makes you more creative. It might take 3 weeks to see success with video. It might take 3 years. It really depends who you are, how often you're posting, and how focused you are on making it work. Now, for those of you who have absolutely no idea which videos to shoot, that's why I made this video, so make sure you go watch that one. Otherwise, subscribe to the channel. I'm that 𝐎𝐒𝐄𝐒. I'm making moves to move you. Peace.